Well, hey guys, welcome to the channel where it's all about racing. This is Mark, and today we're going to take a look at an Oreca 07 Gibson, that from Cool Racing, that participated in 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2022. Now, LMP2s, as I'm sure all of you are familiar with, I mean, they've competed in the WEC for years, the European Le Mans Series. They still compete here in the IMSA Series, thank God, because they are great sounding cars. But our custom-built prototypes, created by the ACO and revised in 2017, to reduce costs and new regulations to be locked through 2025. And as I'm sure as you probably know, even though the majority of the ones that compete here in the US are Oreca, 4 chassis manufacturers were selected: Dallara, Ligier, Riley Tech, Multimatic, and Oreca. Now, Gibson Technology is the exclusive engine supplier, with the GK428 4.2-liter V8 producing about 600 horsepower. And here in the US in the IMSA series, their power output was reduced by about 40 horsepower so that they would be less competitive against the much more expensive GTP cars that race in the IMSA WeatherTech series. Now, this particular car, the 37 Cool Racing Oreca, competed in the P-Tour category at the 2022 24 Hours of Le Mans. And the drivers were Yifei of China, Ricky Taylor of the USA, and Niklas Kruetten of Germany. And in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, it placed 11th overall, 7th in class. Not bad. Now, this model's 1/43 scale, made by Spark. Comes on this white wooden base, acrylic jewel cover, and this themed box for the 2022 24 Hours of Le Mans. It is closed-sided on both ends, and the back of it looks like so. Now, one thing that you always get with Spark is phenomenal detail. And this is no exception to that. Finish, fit, the car looks superb. It's basically a black car with blue and chrome accents. These are closed cockpit cars, mid-engine in the rear. Now, these Oreca chassis are very familiar for those of us that watch racing. Big, huge fenders, massive mirrors, not as sleek as the prototypes today. Got the slim nose, the really wide front diffuser on it. This car is actually beautifully done. And if you're a fan of carbon fiber, it has carbon fiber detail that just abounds. It's amazing. Got this black front, silver chrome accents on the fender wells, as well as the nose going up to the cabin. Cabin detail is actually quite sharp. On the front of the car, you've got antennas, the pitot tube. Something I thought was really interesting is you have the names of the drivers on the top of the cabin here. And on the other side, although it can be hard to see, the names of the drivers are actually down here beneath the window of the cabin. Now, Spark does a really nice job, and believe it or not, these window latches are actually separate pieces in there that you can see there. They're not just painted. They're separate individual pieces. They did a really nice job, I thought, with the window tear-offs that you see here, and they're all stacked up. You've got the 2 emergency switches for power and in the case of fire. Now, the cars have fuel input on either side. The exhaust on all of the Gibson engines is over here, right in front of the rear wheel. And the rear of the car looks like such. Your taillights are basically here at the bottom of the car. And to be honest with you, at night, they're hardly visible. I think they're just awful. They should have them like some of the prototypes along the wing, end pieces, whatever, but that's just the way they are. But really, a nice job with carbon fiber they did here. I mean, you can just see it abounding everywhere. Well, I hope you can see it. It's kind of hard with this, but believe me, there's carbon fiber accents all over this car. Beautifully done. And here's a really cool view from the top. You can see the blue accents on it. The silver chrome goes on the nose, the back, mirrors are blue. Just really nicely done by the folks at Spark. Well, folks, that wraps it up. Thanks for watching. See you next time.